you will see a live simulation of a National Security Council's Principals Committee meeting at the White House. Our scenario takes place 2 years from today, on November 19th, 2021. We have simulated a world in which one big thing has changed. In March 2020, the People's Bank of China launched a sovereign digital currency known as the digital yuan.
We're hearing reports that North Korea may be using China's digital yuan currency to evade sanctions and purchase weapons material.
Well, the digital yuan is an opportunity for the North Koreans to break free of the American hold on dollar transactions.
We have been leapfrogged by others, by digital currency, by digital Chinese currency. Why? Because frankly, our central bank has been slow, and there's an appointment coming in January of 22. The president's got to decide whether to change over who's leading the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve runs our payment system. Right. And I think we need to move that Federal Reserve into the modern era.
Would be in order to go about setting expectations appropriately in public about how we would execute Title II. So that if and when we do have to have that announcement on Friday night, ideally Friday night, that people are in a position to receive it, understand it, and say, yeah, that works. It's how to improve transparency about our execution plans for Title II resolution. We've been working on these for 10 years now, and we should probably be starting to say more things publicly.
You'd scare the public if you put this out. Like, why are they telling me this? Should I be concerned about my bank? Like, my insurance company doesn't tell me what they're doing with my assets. They just assume they're going to pay my claim, right? I think you've got to think of the unintended consequences of taking a public that has more full faith and confidence in the banking system than maybe people in this room do, that we want them to have full faith and confidence in the banking system. They know the FDIC insurance is there. They know it works. They put their money in. They're going to get their money out. So there's a select crowd of people that are in the institutional side. And if they want to understand this, they're going to find a way to understand this. There's a bunch of law firms represented in this room. There's a bunch of people who charge them by the hour a lot of money to explain this all to them. And it's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And they all have huge staffs. But I would be careful about the unintended consequences of starting to blast too much of this out in the general public.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
My question is, why does Jerome Powell hate America so much? Okay, Jerome Powell, that's my question, is why, like, he must hate America so much because he has run the entire economy into the ground in a way that'll be obvious to everybody. Fundamentally, what happened, and the reason I'm saying that is pointing out that the building is burning, pointing out that the pilot has crashed the plane, that the captain has crashed the ship, and that you might want to get to the parachutes or get to the lifeboats. That is not the same thing as being the pilot, right? Jerome Powell is the pilot. The pilot has crashed the plane.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023 in the first quarter, we would get an event. And now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. We all know this channel is shadow banned. Now, guys, in my Patreon, I keep you up to date with the New World Order events, and then also I give you the New World Order cryptos. But of course, you have to do your own research. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, guys, we have Bitcoin and crypto flat. Don't forget we have CME opens tonight. And then, of course, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We know on Friday, yield rates were pushed down. So we'll know which way the market is moving once we see yields in the morning. And then, of course, guys, we have the dollar, which on Friday was slightly up. If yield rates stay this low and the dollar stays where it's at, of course, we're going to be moving up. And then, of course, guys, we have volume, which in crypto, we have absolutely no volume. So we'll see if that changes once CME opens tonight. And we have Tether, USDC, and then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $2.3 trillion on Friday. And we know the central banks are raising rates and run off the balance sheet in order to destroy this legacy market so the fourth industrial revolution can rise, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep go inside the metaverse. And guys, we have the Fed meeting on the 2nd and 3rd. So we're going to get another rate hike most likely. And then I see the Fed pausing for the rest of the year. And the main distraction for these first 2 quarters has been the banking crisis. And guys, we know who caused the banking crisis? The Fed. We know they printed all this money, and these banks were looking for yield. Since interest rates have been at 0, now the Fed is fighting the inflation that they caused by raising interest rates, and we know that's going to destroy the regional banks. And we know this is planned as you listen to the FDIC. But we have to make sure we understand the reason. This current banking model wouldn't survive in the fourth industrial revolution. Remember, guys, we're having real-time settlement. Gary Gensler's job, the NWO chess piece, and Janet Yellen was to kick regulation down the road. And of course, Janet Yellen's job was to act like, oh, we can print all this money and not get inflation, which we know that is impossible. But protocols like XRP, XLM, and others allow real-time settlement, which cut out billions and billions of dollars worth of fees. And with tokenization, even the loan processes are going to change. But this current legacy market has to be destroyed. And we know by destroying these small banks, it's going to destroy small business, which is going to put a lot of people out of work. But we know the NWO has the solution. And that's the robots, algorithms, and drones. And we see AI being introduced to the globe. Social media is pushing it, and mainstream media is pushing the same message. By playing the Hegelian dialectic, AI is dangerous, and then also AI is helpful. The same thing with crypto. Crypto is dangerous, and then also crypto can change our whole financial system. And guys, we know the Hegelian dialectic works every time in order to move the sheep over to the NWO's agenda. And guys, we already see the 2 sides have been created. We have the emerging markets versus the U.S. and the United States dollar. And we know the central banks intentionally destroy the United States dollar in order to give the rise to this fourth industrial revolution and these digital assets. And we see the globe moving towards China and the yuan. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, don't forget about Grayscale sending about $24.8 billion. And getting over into a little crypto news. And guys, the Binance movie is right around the corner. And like I stated, as soon as this debt ceiling is actually passed, we're going to see all the distractions come up. And we know CZ from Binance has clearly stated that the exchange has nothing to do with the United States. And we see Binance moving fast forward in the emerging markets. And they have moved back into Japan. And we know all about Society 5.0. Remember, our own leaders brought Japan leaders to San Francisco to discuss the fourth industrial revolution, the robots, algorithms, and drones. So guys, make sure you go check out my Society 5.0 videos. But guys, we have while Binance battles regulators, its $9 billion VC arm keeps growing, up $1.5 billion from last year. And guys, we know again, when it comes to these exchanges, they're all connected. They're all part of the plan. Binance, Coinbase, even FTX, guys, we know what the bank man was working on. And we know Silvergate, Signature, Paxos was all doing business with Binance. And we have the debt ceiling and Fed now all about to come to completion. And of course, they're going to need an scapegoat. And we know it's going to be crypto, even though blockchain and these digital assets are the future. But in the third and fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have a lot of liquidity being shrinked out of the market. And all assets are going to take a hit. But we know those NWO stocks and cryptos are going to rise. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you, don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.